Hello, I'm Bob Barton, Secretary of Cranford Park Friends. Welcome to Cranford Park. Today we're going to do a little walking tour in search of the wildlife. There's lots to see: rabbits, birds, butterflies, flowers, veteran trees. So let's get started.
Cranford Country Park's wide range of habitats support a surprising variety of wildlife, from resident kestrels and little owls through to weasels and muntjac deer and many species of dragonfly, butterfly and moth. Ancient woodland, wildflower meadows, grassland, wetland, hedgerows, ponds and the river Crane all play their part. The park is split into two by the M4, but that hasn't deterred the resident water wildlife like the kingfisher and mallards, coots and moorhens from making their homes here. Little egrets and grey herons are often seen fishing in the river, and in the winter, little grebes can sometimes be seen sheltering under the overhanging vegetation along the far bank. As for fishes, the river is home to minnows, bullheads, chubs and sticklebacks, and one observant dog walker once saw a pike. And of course the kingfisher can be regularly seen, usually just as a blue flash flying up or down river or perching on the outfall by the M4 bridge. From the stone bridge, you can access the memorial gardens on the right-hand side. There's a quiet little copse within the garden, and it's popular for many bird species, like blue tits, green woodpeckers, and long-tailed tits and blackbirds, as well as rabbits and grey squirrels. St Dunstan's churchyard, with its ancient yew tree, attracts many berry-eating birds in the winter, like fieldfares and redwings. The old conifers are home to many more species, like bullfinch and song-thrust. From the church, it's a short stroll to the wildlife pond. This was restored a few years ago and is well populated with common newts and frogs. In spring and summer, the pond is buzzing with honeybees, dragonflies, darters and damselflies, including the delicate willow emerald damselfly, a fairly recent arrival to West London. In early to mid-summer, the sounds of little owls calling can be heard by the pond. The large oaks by the lawn are the best places to try and spot these lovely small owls. The right-hand path from the pond takes you to the old courtyard and past the doorway to the secret garden. This lovely little oasis has been carefully planted up with native flowers to attract bees and butterflies during the season. Go under the old stable block arches and take a sharp left through an ancient lintel doorway, and you find yourself amongst the lush greenery at the back of Cranford Woods. A historic wall alongside the M4, in what was originally part of the Cranford House kitchen gardens, there are buddleia bushes, which attract a wild variety of both hoverfly and butterfly. One of them being the flamboyant silver-washed fritillary, quite a recent arrival in the park. The community orchard can be a great place to spot the common darter and southern hawker, as well as watching the sky overhead for low-soaring red kites and common buzzards, both of which nest nearby. From the orchard, you can access the ancient woodland, which in April and May is known for its stunning natural bluebell drifts. The same woods host a huge variety of fungi in the autumn months, including the stinkhorn and stump puffball, but it's really at its best when the nodding bluebells are nudging shoulders with delicate red campion, and the paths are edged with herb robert and swathes of yellow lesser celandine. Cranford Woods is home to many bird species, including larger ones like the sparrowhawk and kestrel, right down to our smallest birds like the wren and goldcrest. Take an early spring day walk through the woods and the air is filled with the birds singing and calling. The woods and surrounding scrubland also attract migratory birds during spring and autumn. Spotted flycatchers are often seen, and one spring a few years ago, a male pied flycatcher stayed for several days, attracting bird watchers and twitchers from all over the country. Along with a few ancient trees and the many oak, elms and beech trees, there are also several giant redwoods. These are thought to have been planted by the Berkeley family back in the days when the whole of Cranford Park was their back garden. Butterfly species are at a good level throughout the park during the season. Regular monitoring of the numbers and species seen have been carried out for over 20 years by volunteers for the UK Butterfly Monitoring Scheme. 2019 was an exceptional year for the delicate ringlet. The colourful small copper thrives in the wildflower meadows, and one corner of the park has a good thriving population of small heath. The woods are home to many territorial speckled wood butterflies, and white letter hairstreak numbers have increased in the headland area. On a warm July day, it's easy to lose count of how many gatekeepers and meadow browns are feeding on the brambles or fluttering in the meadow and cattle enclosure. There are two wood copses here, one of them being the remains of the Berkeley family's old ice house. Follow the meandering path through the copse and you might be able to make out the moat that used to surround it. As you emerge from the other end, you can see the second copse and its signposted path. In early summer, the meadow becomes the focus for the resident kestrels to teach their recently fledged young how to hunt and fly. These juvenile birds can often be seen on the grassy paths looking for crickets and grasshoppers, or perched on the tree guards or small trees looking for mice and voles. At the far end of the paddock, you can exit via Kissing Gates to the more lush greenery that separates Moor Woodland from the River Crane. The river stretches the length of the park and snakes its way down to connect with Frog's Ditch, which borders the other side of the park. Follow the grass path until you reach the lovely little black iron bridge that forms a linking walk to Avenue Park. The old stone bridge is visible down the river. As you walk towards it, keep an eye out for the blue flash of a flying kingfisher skimming the water, or the calls of the vibrant green ring-necked parakeets. Whether you like flora, fungi, birds, mammals or butterflies, Cranford Country Park is a green oasis snuggled in between busy roads near Heathrow. There's always something to see, whatever the season.